Welcome to your new life, guys. Once you know this secret, once you understand this secret of controlled imagination, you will be able to transform your world and create anything that you want. Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Chapter 8, Renunciation, the Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. Let's go ahead and jump right into this. This is a shorter chapter, but it is very, very good. There is no coal of character so dead that it will not glow and flame if but slightly turned. Resist not evil. Okay, what this means is your life could be completely in the garbage right now. It could be completely a wreck. All you have to do is turn it ever so slightly, and then it will be completely transformed. Your world will do a complete 180 by just changing this one thing, just getting this one thing down, guys. All right, so whatsoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. The world is a mirror, guys. Matthew 5:39, the world is a mirror. Turn the other cheek. There is a great difference between resisting evil and renouncing it. When you resist evil, you give it your attention. Okay, so if something is going on in your life and you're reacting to that, you are actually giving it your attention, and you're actually assuming something in a certain way that is attracting more of that into your life when you give it your attention. So if something evil or something bad or negative is going on in your life and you're reacting to that as an outside thing or an outside character of yourself, like you are taking that and you're reacting to it, your life, you're going to get more of the same thing again. So do not do that. When you do not resist evil, because you're giving your attention to it. You continue to make it real and continue to manifest more of the same thing to come into your life. When you renounce evil, you take your attention from it and give your attention to what you want. So what I do when I have something negative that comes in my life, someone tells me something I don't like, I will completely disregard that, and I'll start focusing and affirming, what I really want it to happen, or what I really want to happen, or focus on something completely entirely different, changing my inner conversations as we went over in the previous chapter. Okay, so when you renounce evil, you take your attention from it and give your attention what you want. Now is the time to control your imagination. We've gone over this so many times. This is so important, and Neville Goddard covers this so well. Now is the time to control your imagination and give beauty for ashes, joy for mourning, praise for the spirit of heaviness, that they might be called trees of righteousness, the planting of the Lord, that he might be glorified. Isaiah 61:3 was telling us all through the Bible, giving us hints at this in its symbolic nature. All right, so you give beauty for ashes when you concentrate your attention on things as you would like them to be rather than as they are. So we go back to your mental conversations, or what you're wanting your world, like your assumptions and your expectations of your outside world are all dependent on how you feel about them and what you're really feeling and thinking about your world. How do you feel about your world? Like even Einstein talked about this. He said your world can either be horrible or it can be good. What is your perception of your world? And that's what it will be, based on your inner conversations, your concept of self, how you look at your world. Are you living in a good world, or are you living in a bad world? And then if you believe that you're living in a bad world, you will create a bad world for yourself. But if you believe that you're living in a good world, even if you have bad things happening to you, you believe yourself to be living in a good world, you'll transform your world that way. Even if it's bad right now and you disregard that and you say, you want to know what? No, my life is great. My life is awesome. And this is what's going to happen. I'm changing this, and then it will change. You will experience a change in your three-dimensional world by doing this. And it was told symbolically through the Bible how to do this, but we're now breaking this down. You give joy for mourning when you maintain a joyous attitude regardless of unfavorable circumstances. That is so good. Give joy, be happy, maintain a joyous attitude regardless of unfavorable circumstances, and you will shift out of that reality. So you may be in a reality that you don't like. Disregard that. Don't react to it. Okay, so do not react to that reality. Have a joyous attitude. Be full of joy and happiness. And then it will change, because when you're happy, your mental conversations are different. You're changing your mental conversations. You're changing your concept of your world. You're changing your expectations of the world, and that will transform your world, and you'll shift to different parallel realities. So that's like a shortcut to creating the life that you want to. Just be happy, because your mental conversations are going to change. Instantly, when you're happy, your mental conversations change, your world change, you're projecting out a different world, transferring to the different parallel realities. You give praise for the spirit of heaviness when you maintain a confident attitude instead of succumbing to despondency. All right, so in this quotation, the Bible uses the word tree as a synonym for man. You become a tree of righteousness when the above mental states are a permanent part of your conscience. So as you develop this, as you develop the muscle of your mind and retraining yourself to be happy, to have good mental conversations, to observe your world as if it's everything's perfect, just observing your world as if it's perfect, changing your mental conversations, and you start programming yourself this way, it'll become habitual. And then you won't have to force yourself to do it anymore once you build that habit, like driving a car or riding a bike for the first time. Once you started doing that for so long, it became a habit, and now you can do it without even thinking. It's automatic, it's programmed. You are a planting of the Lord when all of your thoughts are true, positive, happy, observing your world the way that you want it to be, even though circumstances may not be that way. You are a planting of the Lord when all of your thoughts are true thoughts. The real world is internal. And if you're reacting to your outside world, then you're living in you're a false concept of reality. The reality is within you. So these are true thoughts. You are planting of the Lord when all of your thoughts are true. Okay, so here is I am as described in chapter 1. I am is glorified when your highest concept of yourself is manifested, when you have discovered your own controlled imagination to be your savior. Your attitude will be completely altered without any diminution or cutting back of religious feeling. And you will say of your controlled imagination, behold this vine, I found it a wild tree, whose wanton strength had swollen into irregular twigs, but I pruned the plant, and it grew temperate in its vain expense of useless leaves, and nodded, as you see, into these clean, full clusters to repay the hand that wisely wounded it. All right, so this is basically your mind. If you're reacting to your 3D, you have entertainment, you're flipping through TikTok, you're watching Netflix all the time, you're doing this, your mind is constantly being attracted from without, and you're reacting to that. That means these are all these weeds in your mind, like right here. I found my mind a wild tree, whose wanton strength had swollen into irregular twigs. So we have all these weeds in our mind. Our concentration level is always being distracted. We have all these weeds, irregular twigs, but I pruned the plant. Okay, so you shut all these other things out. You start meditating. You start focusing and developing the muscle of the mind on one thing, like the leaf exercise, reversing the day's events in reverse order, doing these things. And this, you will be pruning your mind, cleaning your mind, and it will grow temperate in its vain expense of useless leaves and knotted, and it will become full of clean, full clusters, and it will repay you. And it will absolutely repay you when you have pruned your mind, cleaned the weeds out of your mind to where you can actually focus on a feeling state. You focus on this feeling state. You're not being distracted by this, and this, and this, and this. You actually keep your mind focused on the feeling of already having everything you want and having all the people you want in your life, and you're disregarding your circumstances, taking control of your feelings. Because if you don't have control of your feelings or your thoughts or your mind, you're going to react to your 3D world. You're not going to be able to control that. But once you get control of that, then you start changing all of these things in your life, and you stop reacting to your 3D world. You start, you can catch yourself. You can be like, okay, this has happened to me. This is really bad, but I'm not going to react to that because I know that the 3D world is just a reflection or it's just mirroring what I'm projecting onto it from my perceptions and my expectations and my assumptions and my observations. So I'm going to change that. That didn't happen. This is what happened. And this is my affirmation, or this is what I'm visualizing. This is really what I want to see happen. And this is what I believe is going to happen tomorrow or today or yesterday. Okay, so here's where Neville Goddard breaks this down. Okay, so by vine is meant your imagination, truth, which in its uncontrolled state expends its energy in useless or destructive thoughts and feelings. That is going on to Netflix, TikTok, flipping through shorts that, things that don't contribute to your self-development or education, or you're building your brand or trying to educate yourself, just like mindless things. Okay, this is what it's expending your energy, and energy is so important. Okay, energy and thoughts are so important. Okay, but you, just as the vine is pruned by cutting away its useless branches and roots, Prune your imagination by withdrawing your attention from all of those things, all unlovely and destructive ideas, concentrating on the ideal you wished to attain. So always be focused on that. So he's right with that. The happier, more noble life you will experience will be the result of wisely pruning your own imagination. The happier, the more successful you'll be, everything in your life will start to transition and change. And sometimes it can happen almost instantly. All right, so basically you'll live a happier life. The happier, more noble life you will experience will be the result of wisely pruning your own imagination. Yes, be pruned of all unlovely thoughts and feelings that you may think truly, and thy thoughts shall the words famine feed. Speak truly, and each word of thine shall be a fruitful seed. Live truly, and thy life shall be a great noble creed. All right, guys, so that's the end of this chapter. And what I suggest to do to gain control of your imagination is doing the leaf exercise and doing the reverse exercise, and also just doing meditation, different types of meditation where you're just stilling the mind and breaking free from all the external entertainment, and just shut your phone down and do this for a certain amount of time every single day. Or you can go in the link in the description below where we have Neville book. We have the Neville Goddard community where we have 8 different courses right now, and 2 of them happen to be the leaf exercise and the reverse course, and we have many other courses over there you guys can check out. That link is in the description below, but I also offer those in past videos that are free if you want to go check those out and then get that. But if you want actual courses with actual lessons, you can sign up for that in the link in the description. It's only $2 per month for 8 courses, which we're adding more courses. There's different things you can do in there. It's just, I charge enough just so it's self-sustainable. So everyone in the Neville Goddard community can go in there. You can chat, you can start groups, you can do courses, you can do all sorts of things. All right, guys, I love you guys very much. Don't forget to give me one thing you guys are grateful for.